What's up, guys? What is up? It is I, the Crypto Otaku, here, bringing you the chaos in the crypto markets every single day here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, welcome, welcome. Here we are. First open market day after the halving. Holy crap, we finally made it. Halving's over. And we got a lot to unpack. A lot has happened today. Oh my god, I couldn't believe some of the people, what they're saying. RFK out there. We got to dive into some of this. Biden talking about it. Everyone's like losing their shit right after the halving. So, obviously, if you own some Bitcoin, you're feeling it good on a good day. We're still nowhere near our all-time high. Or future all-time highs, right? It's all coming to a theater near you. Here we go. Let's unpack some of what we got going on today. Boom. Are you ready? Because, yeah, we're about ready to party, man. I got a whole bunch of fun stuff, too, to unpack. I had a good weekend. Just kind of chilling. Watching the halving kind of unfold in the background. Took it a little easy. And then just enjoyed myself. Because, man, dude, it's been a long hodl. Sitting on this damn thing for almost 4 years now. Yeah, and here we are. We're finally right through the gate. And yeah, the bull run has officially started, folks. If you haven't figured that out yet, it is here. And Bitcoin is popping off. And this always seems to happen right before the stream, and it kind of irks me too. Like, so many days I start my stream and I watch it just start to climb, like, oh, we're gonna have a nice breakout, and it never ever follows through. We usually dump down right at about 8 o'clock as we start the stream. But we did touch 67 again today, 67.2, I believe, a few minutes ago. I mean, look at that, 67.2, bam, and here we are. We're right back down at 66.8, 66.78. As we approach 9 o'clock, market close, right? The market close. And here we are. We also have news coming out. Again, like everyone's kind of jumping on Larry Fink's bandwagon. Crypto trade. Everyone, all of Wall Street loves the idea of 24-hour settlement on crypto. So they want to push that into the New York Stock Exchange. What better way to do that than Larry Fink's plan of tokenized assets? Where we dive into that as well today. How you doing? Hope you're having a great night. Hope you're your weekend was superb and less chaotic. As we kind of chilled out, man. It's been nice. It's been nice. Not gonna lie. Volatility's been kind of lackluster. We didn't have we did get some news overseas about like more retaliations, but we'll see. We'll see. What we really got to see here is if Bitcoin Chen's about to get the wind knocked out of her tonight, because it looks like that's about ready to hit hard. As we start breaking back towards our 70K all-time highs. Let's go. Let's freaking go, man. And you know what? Hong Kong has to settle these ETFs. They have to start seeding. If they do not start purchasing product to sell to customers, possibly next week, they're gonna be behind. And now they're gonna be twice as behind, because now the halving's taken place, and we've got obviously half of the mining rewards, half of the new Bitcoin is going to be coming out every single day. So good job to the miners. Thank God, man. Oh my God. Isn't there like 18,000 nodes now? Holy crap. I even heard rumors about, I didn't hear about this until today. Rob mentioned on his podcast or his show today. I listen to everyone in the space, man. I don't fit. I know where I come from, man. I tell it like it is. I tell people where I get my info. So yeah, he was talking about there was a node that was actually in space, and there's actually an interesting story around that. So I was going to think about saving that to the end of the night if we got some time to dig that out. It is Monday, so we're just getting the news started in the week. There's a lot of news to cover though too. Anywho. So, Bitcoin, right? Let's dive into some of our market analysis and just kind of see what's going on in the space. Today, Jesus. Oh my God. Where in the world is my mess of a browser? Here it is. We did have Coinbase come out and ask the questions I've been wanting answered. CoinDesk. I hope I said CoinDesk. They asked an expert over in Hong Kong about the current rules and regulation over there, as well as how they're going to be starting these ETFs in Hong Kong. Most notably, the Ethereum one, which is going to be a brand new ETF for the world, right? And this is the first. This is the first step into world adoption into these, exchange traded funds, as Hong Kong moves into the next slot of ETFs. We're going to wait till a little bit later to cover that. We're just going to dive into what's going into the markets real fast. All right, here we go. So we're going to cover that in a bit. Fear and greed index is still pretty bearish for the stock market, man. NYSE is feeling that heat as crypto reigns supreme in the new market asset class. They're terrified. The election this year, we have no idea who's going to take office at the end of the year. They're still not doing debates. We have all these companies like hindering on the earnings. I think earnings comes out beginning of next month, right? So there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of fear in the New York Stock Exchange. All right, so fear and greed, of course, for crypto is still very bullish, still very greedy. Do I even need to say why? We just had our halving. Bitcoin, altcoins are about to rally. We're about to have an altcoin season like you never believed. It's about to get stupid up in here. All right, boom. The dollar, we're still tracking the dollar. You know why? Because we're freaking insane. Oh my God, we're freaking insane. It's still going up. It does not seem to matter to Bitcoin one bit. This is the highest on record for the dollar here in the last few days that it's been in quite a while. The last time we were up this high was I gotta go way back to 2023, I think. Yeah. And that was about the top for the dollar last year. So could happen again. Maybe 107, then drop down, start falling again. I mean, it's crazy with as much inflation, as much as the heat that Americans are feeling. I was at the grocery store today. I just popped in, grabbed a few things. Dude, I got a little hand basket that big, that wide, it cost me $25 for just junk, man. Like just some essentials, some cans here and there. What the hell did I even buy? That's how it kind of comes to you every single time you go to the supermarket now. And everything's just so damn expensive. And you compare year over year, we just keep going up and up and up. It's like, it feels like it's like 10% every freaking year. Well, we know inflation is eating us up alive every month. It's like a percent. So don't let your savings be gobbled up saving Bitcoin. Get off of the dollar. Anyway, so that's what's going on with the dollar. Crypto bubbles. Everything is happy today. We are seeing a little bit of pullback on the hour as some of the biggest movers today. I don't see Near on here. Near actually did really well. Let's see if it's still up on the day. I heard it by the afternoon. It was already up like 15-16%. I'm not even seeing it on here. Is it not in the top 100? It doesn't make any sense. Where the hell is Near? Oh, there it is down there. It's still up 10% on the day. It did have quite a pullback. Not too bad. But yeah, still, I mean, we've got a lot going on. A lot going on. Stacks is up 8%. Again, Bitcoin having anything to do with Bitcoin is going to be good for Stacks. Graph is up 8% today. Damn, that's nice. I didn't see that today. Pepe is up 13%. What the freak? Say is up 12.5%. IMX, Mina, AVAX is up 5%. All in all, it's been a pretty decent day. Hopefully you guys are stacking some of these, winners. I mean, some of these winners, man, are going to go a long way. Those are the big ones I want to kind of shout out for today. We also got the coin. We have to check this, the exchanges, right? How much Bitcoin is left on all the exchanges? Still 1.7 million after the halving, 1.73. We are going to start seeing this dwindle away here pretty shortly. I'd say within the next 3 months, we're going to see this just kind of chunk away over time. Because now they can't even with the ETFs and grayscale selling off, if it even sells off all the way down to zero, it's never going to ever... We're never going to get 900 Bitcoin a day again, right? So we're cut in half now. So Coinbase, this is the number one I check for the American exchanges and the ETFs, and we're hitting new lows: 280,000, 279,000 day on between the last week. Down from the beginning of last week, where we had about almost near 295,000. So we are just going down slowly over time, less and less on the exchanges, and now Mr. 100 continues to buy those hundreds, right? Day in, day, and it's not stopping. It's not going to stop anybody from making money in this asset. Anywho. We also got currently where we are right now. I wanted to kind of share this right now, as we did right before the stream. It was looking so much better right before the stream as we punched through 67K. Now pushing back down towards 66.8, 66.7. And we'll see where we're at the end of the day. Those Bulls and the Bears won't stop biting, man. You gotta tell them to play nice. But Bears are still out there. I don't know. At this point, it may just be algos, man. I mean, to be honest, it might just be algos. So then we've got, of course, the Bitcoin treasuries. Look at this crazy mess. This freak show. What the hell? I don't know what's going on there. BlackRock is looking to take the number one spot for these ETFs. Grayscale actually slowed down. It looks like they're still hanging on to about 300,000. What was the last big sell-off they had? Really nothing today. And really not much today. About what is that? 700 Bitcoin. That's probably one of the lowest. 750. One of the lowest outflows they ever had. There's 300 there on April 11th. We haven't really been in the 100 range in a long time. Yeah, look at this. All the way back in February, 400, 900. So we're definitely slowing back down, which is good to see. Very good to see. But, I mean, until this is pretty much bled dry, and they did launch their baby ETF. Everyone's calling it the baby grayscale ETF, which is just going to be a lower fee. This is so silly to offer two products when it's essentially the same thing. Yeah, so that's what's going on right now with Grayscale. We've got ARC shares holding on in there. Hopefully they crack 50K next month. But yeah, it's clear who the winners are right now. Grayscale's obviously not doing very well. Negative 350,000 Bitcoin this year. Yeah, as the other ones basically broke out and started accumulating. From nothing, this is doing very well. So we already know who the clear winners are going to be. And so the banks should figure that out soon and buy in as well. Bank of America and, of course, JP Morgan. And Goldman Sachs is going to do a U-turn. Everyone's talking up their hatred right now, but they're going to dive in because this is the only way they survive. The banks can't survive without this new asset class. They're done. They've been declining. They've been bleeding out since the 80s. It's over. Banks are done. Because you know what? With Bitcoin, you can be your own bank. So there you go. Problem solved. Anywho, let's keep moving on. The rainbow chart after the halving, and the lower we, as I say, the lower we keep staying in this range, under 70,000, we are still cheap, man. Still be stacking those biddies, accumulate. Because according to the rainbow chart, we are still in an accumulation phase, as we are still cheap. So not quite back into hodl territory yet. We've only really been up there for a little brief period of time, to be honest. What was that, back in March 6th? That was the only time we really, March 6th to April 10th. So about a month we were up in hodl territory, which is essentially just hold on to your butts, because we're about to about to see this ship freaking soar. All right, moving on. So this I wanted to play. This is kind of diving into, if you're not familiar yet, the ETFs are happening in Hong Kong. They were approved last week. It's freaking huge. It's amazing. Not only Bitcoin, but Ethereum as well. And there's no way we're going to deny Ethereum now in America, unless we're trying to sabotage our damn nation. Like, this is going to get out of hand. Anywho, I thought I'd play a little bit of this. This is really interesting. It came out from CoinDesk today, as of a few hours ago, and basically kind of goes over the in and outs of the Hong Kong ETFs. Let's see what's going on with regulation and the market.
Have you here now? I need you to clear something up for me. Have the spot Bitcoin and Ether ETFs been approved in Hong Kong? I know yesterday there was some back and forth with issuers saying they were approved and then deleting those messages, very similar to what we saw in the United States in January. Have they been approved?
Okay, so what they have in Hong Kong right now is what is commonly referred to as approval in principle. So that means most of the big hurdles, the substantive vetting of the products should be basically completed. But they may still have a few conditions they have to satisfy before they can officially go live. And when we talk about go live, we mean actually starting the public offering of the products. So our understanding is that 3 issuers have received approval in principle.
Ooh, 3, only 3.
So that's the technical answer to your question.
Okay, great. So 3 issuers have received approval in principle. How long until we know if those extra conditions have been met and these products can be available to traders?
That's probably a bit hard to say, but I would say given that approval in principle typically happens when really the biggest hurdles have already been overcome, I would say what remains are probably more sort of technical conditions and probably operational readiness. And that point is actually quite a significant one. The operational requirements for supporting a spot, for example, BTC or ETH product, these operational requirements are actually quite intense. OSL is currently working with 2 of the issuers, so 2 of the 3. So we know from first-hand experience about some of the actual operational requirements, and there is a lot. But I would imagine we are not far away.
Interesting.
And it's very hard to say what exactly not far away is, but
Not far away.
maybe it might be worthwhile to actually look at some numbers. The blueprint for doing spot Bitcoin or spot crypto ETFs in Hong Kong was first released only 4 months ago in Hong Kong, and it was just before Christmas. It was actually
That's moved really fast. I mean, it was sort of they have to know they don't want to be left behind.
The market, and then barely 2 months, barely 2 months after that, well, actually, sort of about 2 months ago, the banking regulator issued a public document telling banks in Hong Kong that they can potentially custody the crypto products.
That's huge. They're so far ahead of us already, and it's not even launched yet. That's so pathetic.
So we're talking about a very condensed timetable from sort of having 0 4 months ago to now products.
And wait till you see where we follow this into, because oh my god, yeah, exactly what's happening in the United States.
It took 10 years to get it.
10 years to approve this same product.
You're saying over in Hong Kong, it's only been a 4 month.
Oh my god.
Absolutely, it really has been mind-boggling.
Insane. And yeah, and there's basically speed running, right? Yeah, and that's what's really crazy, because the next thing we're gonna dive quickly into is Biden. Freaking Biden wants to ban freaking mining in the United States. Well, they say specifically mining, but I mean Biden. But I mean it's probably the Democratic Party or the agenda or the puppet masters, right? Pulling the strings in this dystopian future that we live in. Don't you freaking forget. This is it. This is where we are. And the robots and the algorithms are coming, and they're going to take your job. They're coming after you. And this is just a ploy to distract you from the main events that are coming. Yeah, because unless you're a telemarketer, a lawyer, a data entry clerk, accountant, a bookkeeper, a receptionist, a bank teller, a travel agent, a fast food worker like me, a customer service representative, mostly any customer service representative, a driver, or eventually they're going to replace your friends and your family and your romantic loved ones too, because the AI is coming. Don't you forget. There we go. That's my AI rant for today. But yeah, Biden, according to cryptonews.com, wants to Congress to kill the industry by doing that. This was covered by Cointelegraph. Biden is asking Congress to kill the American Bitcoin mining industry. President Biden is asking Congress to aim at the American Bitcoin mining industry, as it's citing that China is an example for the United States to follow. Dude, this is insane, man. Like, at this point, have you ever seen that movie that just came out, Civil War? It's already starting to begin. We already have states that are already lining up and doing their own thing with crypto. Arizona is doing mining. They're actually looking at incorporating mining, crypto or Bitcoin specifically, into retirement funds for the government, the state and local governments of Arizona. And then Texas doing the same thing too, except they started mining and allowing miners to come to Texas. This is not good, man. This is the beginning of, again, like civil unrest, and people are going to start voting with their feet, man. They're going to go where they're going to go, and unfortunately, we're going to get some crazy regulations and rules out of that aren't going to be fair to every state. And we're such a nation divided. That's our next follow-up topic. Oh man, it's a mess right now. It's crazy crypto chaos. Anywho, so the fact is that the United States has taken an aggressive approach to the cryptocurrency regulations, despite, pardon my little mishap there, as I just went to the other screen, despite giving the green light for the Bitcoin ETFs, and basically undeniable. It's basically undeniable, right? It's particularly true that the Bitcoin mining complex, which has a long history of dating back to the earliest days of Bitcoin, yada, yada, yada. We'll skip the intro there. Rather than a business-friendly approach, at the very least, acknowledging that the value brought by the domestic Bitcoin mining industry, the Biden administration in March reintroduced a controversial proposal to impose a 30% excise tax on the cost of electricity used just for Bitcoin mining. Are you freaking kidding me? You're going to mine your kids that play Fortnite too? And we'll go back to Fortnite, man. There's more kids playing Fortnite right now than there are freaking nodes mining Bitcoin and keeping the network running. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. And yeah, so the draconian proposal is called the Digital Asset Mining Energy Tax. Ooh, Dame. Really, Dame. And it could lead American business Bitcoin miners from riot platforms, marathon digital holdings, to flee American soil. I mean, come on. This is the last thing you want, is to take all of the progress this entire new asset class is going to make and take it offshore. This is what Coinbase's Brian Armstrong was afraid of. And how much regulation and non-regulation was happening, and how unclear they were with regulating it. Oh my God, we just got to get new people in office, man. So Senator Cynthia Lummis, a Wyoming Republican, noting as much as on X, writing a proposed 30% punitive tax on digital asset mining would destroy any foothold the industry has in America. You're freaking, there's no other way around it, man. This is going to kill the beginning of this asset class, and it's sad. It's sad because they're not only going to get people mining Bitcoin to leave, they're going to get people holding Bitcoin to leave. If they do, I mean, if it gets to this point, they're not going to stop it at mining 30% on mining. They're going to stop at, they're going to introduce a new excise tax or, asset, what do you call it? They're going to tax the hell out of your Bitcoin when you sell it too. I mean, not I plan on selling mine anytime soon, but still, it's going to be more than 10-15% in my state after something like this starts to affect the miners. I'll tell you that. They're not going to stop there. The Biden administration has proposed AIM, yada, 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 in May, before they're clearly shot down by lawmakers. That was last year. I do remember hearing something about this. I didn't know it was called DAME, though. The administration swept it under the rug the same month. Apparently, they were stashing it for a later date. Biden introduced DAME as part of the 2025 fiscal budget proposal, which would take it. They don't even have a real budget still. Does it look like they have a freaking real budget still? Oh, let's take a look. Does it look like we have a real budget in this country? God. Currently sitting at 34.6, almost $0.7 trillion in national debt. With no end in sight, and again, this is $100,000 printing every second in this damn country. $1 trillion every 100 days on average. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous, out of hand. Anywho, yeah. So the whole Biden thing, like the whole Bitcoin, this is not stopping, man. It's not stopping. Yeah, so October 1st, it would take effect. It would take effect on October 1st, and claims it would raise $3.5 billion over a decade. The tax would be phased from 10% the first year to 20%, wow, in the second, and the 30% by the third year. That's disgusting. Like they would suffocate them over time. They would literally suffocate them because the miners cannot stop. They cannot be held this hell bent over a barrel when they're getting enough just to pay the bills and keep Bitcoin going and make a little bit of profit. So yeah, the White House says that it's intended to make miners pay for their fair share of the cost imposed by Bitcoin. There's not enough to go over, but there's so much involved in this as well. Like, if this does happen, we do still have like this covered here, the Runes protocol. We still have things like runes and ordinals and stuff that are going to help the miners achieve, more profits and more incentives to keep mining. Because at some point there will be no rewards. I mean, we're going to dwindle down to nothing after 4 years and 4 years and 4 years. This is the year that we become more scarce than gold, and after that, more scarce than any asset on ever. I mean, we already are after today. I mean, I guess after the halving, but. Yeah, it's just going to get crazier and crazier as time goes on. So yeah, this is scary. This is, again, far-reaching. We don't want our government to be pushing out any more of these rules and regulations and excise tax and tariffs and all this stuff that's going to just kill everything. Yeah, so, and then we had, we're going to cover this as well to RF Kennedy Jr. RFK Jr. is out there right now. He's pushing an independent party right through a nation completely divided after the Democrats opposed his running last year. So I really hope this goes through. we're going to dive into an article about that as well. That's a perfect segue. I just got to figure out which one it is in my tabs. But yeah, right now it's crazy. The backlash right now in politics for crypto, for people that do understand it and don't understand it, is insane. It's freaking insane. And it's not stopping anytime soon. Here we go. Presidential candidate RFK Jr. unveils plan to put entire U.S. budget on the blockchain. He came out, I heard this speech today. Oh my God, it was amazing. If he were to do something like that, I remember his appearance at, he did a speech at Bitcoin Miami last year, which was awesome, amazing that anyone in politics is, coming out and talking about crypto is always a plus for crypto. His running mate at the time would have been DeSantis. He was also pro-Bitcoin at the time when he announced he was running for Republican, primary candidate. But nope, didn't work. Did not work out in the primaries, and Donald Trump didn't even participate in the campaign in terms of the debates. So he won anyway. But yeah, the U.S. presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has unveiled his plan to put the entire U.S. budget on the blockchain. You're freaking right. This is exactly what El Salvador did. This is exactly what they did. Although they did have a little bit of an issue recently, we covered. It was not great as they got hacked. Right? I wonder what the update is on that. But anywho, the entire budget on the blockchain would be phenomenal. I mean, I don't know what they do with their black projects, right? Government spending on military, and they want some things to be private. I understand that, but like, comes to the budget, like, so every American look at the budget item and every item in the budget anytime they want, 24 hours a day. Explain adding it some ways. I mean, it gives legitimacy, and ultimately, it gives the public peace of mind knowing that number go down, right? Number go down on terms of our deficit, if it were to work out that way. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. It's a good idea, though. So he explained that adding that if someone is spending $16,000 for a toilet seat, everyone is going to know about it. Yeah, that's the black projects I was talking about, where everyone's spending like $10,000 on silly stuff like that, or like $5,000 Starbucks. There's a couple extra zeros on that Starbucks order. So the U.S. presidential candidate RFK has unveiled his plan to put the entire U.S. budget on the blockchain if he's elected president. Through the campaign rally at the Royal Oak Music Theater in Michigan on April 21st, really, that was yesterday. I'm going to put the entire U.S. blockchain budget on the blockchain. Every American look at the budget and every item in the budget anytime they want, 24/7. That's right. Crypto doesn't sleep. The presidential hopeful added, we're going to have 300 million eyeballs on the budget. And if somebody is spending $6,000, somebody's going to know about it. That's awesome. Kennedy Jr. frequently expressed his commitment to transparency. Catherine Fitz, former U.S. Assistant Secretary for Housing of Federal, blah, blah, yada, yada. Commissioner at U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. Oh, my God. It's a mouthful. Said in January that RFK Jr. is taking transparency to a whole new level. A whole new level. And you can't, you can't go, can't get beyond that. I mean, that's what we call it, triple layer accounting, right? I mean, it's you can't hide it. It's completely legitimized on every level. So the pro-Bitcoin presidential candidate views Bitcoin as a off-ramp from the central banks. Money printing machine, stating that the Bitcoin is a hard currency. He stressed the importance of making the cryptocurrency available to the American public. Transactional freedom is as important as freedom of speech. You're freaking right, man. And these banks and everything else is corrupted, and we know how the money is printed, right? The money is given, it's minted, it's all given to the central banks. They have them in their pocket. They can bail out any bank. The whole thing, and they choose the winners. That's why J.P. Morgan is a monopoly. They own every freaking. They buy out every single bank that fails, right? So yeah, you get that from Bitcoin. He says, yeah, he opened. RFK has an repeatedly said that the crypto equals freedom in March. He stated that cryptocurrency is the best hedge against inflation, emphasizing that crypto takes the control away from the government and from the monopolization of banking system, as I just mentioned. Kennedy Jr. has also warned that the central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, that's right, we talk about here all the time, how they're going to control every dollar you spend. They're going to tell you when to spend it, how to spend it, and if you don't spend a certain amount of time, poof, it's gone like magic. It's going to be great for your your welfare checks and your Medicaid and Medicare and all that stuff they want to keep control of, right? WIC, food stamps, and unemployment. I mean, that's basically the goal, is so that they can account for every single dollar and make sure that it's spent, or poof, it's gone. So the central bank will have the power to enforce dollar limits of the transactions, restricting where you can send the money and where you can spend it, and when the money expires. That's right. That's right. Do you think the entire U.S. budget should be put on the blockchain with RFK Jr.'s proposed? I think so. I think that would be a great first step. Again, first step to fixing all the rights, to all the wrongs and righting some of them. I mean, we're so far behind this country. My brain hurts when I look at a candy bar and it's like $2. I'm like, when I was a little kid, it just got to 50 cents when I was a little kid. And I thought that we were putting 2 quarters in the vending machine, and you're still putting in like 10 cents pieces, a dime into a vending machine, getting a stick of gum. What the hell are you buying for $1 these days? Nothing. Not a single thing. I went to, and if it is, it's hardly anything. All the packages have been basically shrunk down to nothing. A dollar store is now a $1.25 store. Dollar Tree. I just went to the grocery store today, and I could only find like 6 items that were under $1. Like a cup of ramen, cup of noodles, or like, and those used to be like, dude, you used to get like freaking a pack of 6 for $1.80 or $2 back in the day at Walmart. Now it's like each one is like 75 cents. Like, that's insane. It's crazy. And don't get me started on soda. Oh man, it's nuts. But yeah, I thought that was really crazy that he came out, and I'm hopeful. He's still my number 1 pick. I'm gonna vote for him. I got no faith in anything else. And hopefully the nation's as divided as I'm thinking it will be. I mean, he's got a shot in the dark, but it's worth a shot. Anywho, this is really interesting too. As the halving went down, everyone was starting to bid on the last block mined, as an epic sat has occurred at that last Satoshi at the halving. And apparently the minimum requirement on the bid was 1 Bitcoin, and I wonder what it went for. Jesus, insane for 1 sat. 1 sat right now, I mean, is like, what is it, like 6 pennies or something? Like, it ain't worth anything. 1 sat. Eventually, when Bitcoin becomes 100 million, 1 sat will be $1, right? Because there's 100 million sats in a Bitcoin. So eventually, when Bitcoin gets to 100 million, every Satoshi will be $1. So at some point in time, maybe in the hopeful near future, my guess is for 2 to 4 halvings from now, which would be 8 to 16 years, we'll be sitting at some astronomical number, like we're talking 50 to 100 million Bitcoin. It's possible. So in that day, you can look forward to $1 sat. But as of right now, it's probably like 6 cents or something, or half a penny for 1 sat. And apparently that sat, that one lucky person that got that sat, is now sitting on a 3.125 Bitcoin as a reward. It's not too bad. If that's the right... this block notably encompassed 37.6 Bitcoins from the transaction fees, alongside a 3.125 Bitcoin reward. The significant block was included a rare Bitcoin element known as the Epic Sat, which some estimations value highly. That's what they're describing it. Super rare Epic Sat to hit auction block on CoinEx. It hasn't even started yet. Holy crap. Oh, this is what I'm talking about. This is the standard sat. Look at that. That's even less than half a penny. That would have been half a penny. Whatever the hell that is. Fractionalized piece of a penny. Yeah, that would be more easily broken down as UTX in runes, or like, runes are happening right now, actually. We got to dive into that at some point. So the remaining categories, other attributes and the highest prices: common sats, uncommon sats, rare, epic, legendary, mythic. I mean, we're just getting really ridiculous here now. And fanatical. But yeah, the epic sats are the first sat in the first block after a halving event. There's only been 32 so far. Yeah, pretty interesting. The Genesis block sat is the mythic one. Oh god. So yeah, how much do you think that sat's going for? I'm gonna guess there's some crazy Bitcoiners out there that have thousands of Bitcoin just laying around. Maybe that'll go for 100 Bitcoin or something. Something stupid. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure we'll cover it here one day. There's so much stuff to cover. I don't even know which ones I want to cover first. Let's take a break from this and see where Bitcoin's at, and then we're gonna dive into some more news. There's just too much to cover, and we only got so much time left. So yeah, Bitcoin is trying to break out and test 67 again, as it sits at 66.79 right now. Right? Yeah. So we are $30 away from hitting 67 again. And yeah, right before the stream, we did hit 67 too, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. And yeah, you can see back here, if we zoom out, it's going to be harder. Again, harder. Every time we fall down below 69, it's going to be harder and harder for us to get back up. But over time, with half the Bitcoin being mined, it's going to be simpler and simpler as time goes on. And yeah, we're stuck in the same areas we were before. And yeah, we're just, again, fighting off that previous all-time high of 69,000. So once we get through that again, 70, 71, 72, 73, it's just going to be a lot easier to obtain, because there's a lot less orders at the top than there are at the bottom. And we have been using 60,000 as a very, very strong support now for 2 months. It's been 2 months. We never fell below 60K since freaking February. Since February. So I don't think it's ever going to happen. I mean, we'd have to see a Black Swan event. I keep telling, one of my friends has been calling me. He's getting into crypto right now, and he's like starting to figure out what things are going on. He's calling me up. He's sending me text messages constantly, and I'm like, just calm down. Right? What do we say around here? It's one of my favorite videos.
So just chill out. Drink a 7-Up, eat a moon pie.
Yep.
Quit murder.
Yeah, quit. Murder in the market. Yeah. So at some point, yeah, we're gonna see, probably test 69 again, come back down, test 65. Test some of these lower mid-range levels in this channel, because yeah, it's all we've been since February. We've been in this channel. We've been bopping around this channel. Now the halving's over, and there is going to be a new higher channel for a while, and then we're going to get another ETF. And this is just what I see, and another ETF, and another country, and another, as we get closer and closer to our peak blow off top next year. It's going to take time. We're talking about 6-8 months, 10, 12. By the end of this year, we're probably going to be sitting around 100K somewhere. Yeah, it's just going to take time. Maybe in the summer. It'd be nice to see 100K in the summer. Everyone's sweating their butt off, and Bitcoin's just sitting there at a high 100, 110K. Anything's possible. But yeah, I just kind of thought I'd just jump in there real quick and see where Bitcoin's sitting at as time goes on, and we get closer back down up to our 67 target for the evening. And I'm really excited to see where Japan opens up their day at too. Because everyone's starting to understand Bitcoin halving's real. It just happened. Less Bitcoin is now being flooded onto the market, and over-counter Bitcoin is dried up. No more over-the-counter Bitcoin. Because they don't want to buy in exchanges, because they're going to pump the price if they buy from the exchanges. That's ultimately what's going to happen. So that's what we're watching right now. That's what I'm watching. Just these key levels, how much Bitcoin's on the exchanges. Ultimately, it's just going to dry up. All right, so yeah, let's move on to another article. We did touch this just briefly, as the New York Stock Exchange considers a 24-hour trading model in response to the crypto market trends. You know, this is awesome because this reminds me of last year when Larry Fink got in, right? And what did Larry Fink say? Oh, I got it pulled up. This is what he said.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important.
Very important. I've seen this 1,000 times, by the way.
You know, look at it. We have
Look
part
at
of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing
the way we
we
invest.
Many people still use it as a means of people are
For indexing. No.
The majority of people
They're looking for exposure.
in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now.
Here it is.
I believe the next generation for markets, the next
speed,
generation for
to market
securities
that we're seeing for
will
these
be
products.
tokenization of securities.
You know, it was yesterday. That
Tokenization of securities. That's what we're talking about here today. This is Larry Fink's big plan, and he's already building a platform on Ethereum for it. And this obviously article is pandering to that. New York Stock Exchange, right, considers a 24-hour, 24/7 model for all stock exchange traded funds, right? So, New York Stock Exchange mulls over continuous trading hours. On Monday, the Financial Times disclosed that the Intercontinental Exchange, which owns the New York Stock Exchange, had its data analytics team conduct a survey among its members to evaluate interest in moving forward to a 24/7 trading. And the FT indicated that this idea has been gaining traction over the recent years, influenced by the continuous operations of cryptocurrency models. This is the future of it, right? This is how everything's going to be, like Larry Fink said, tokenized, and this is how you do it. And they noted that this 24/7 operation to the cryptocurrency trading, the push to this change is also fueled by the surge in retail investors during and following the COVID lockdowns. I mean, we're talking about the GameStop, right? The GameStop, Wolves of Wall Street doing all this crazy stuff. Yeah, I mean, this is the meme stocks and everything else was going on. AMC doesn't sleep, man. These ideas don't sleep. Neither should the trading, right? So, and there's a lot of insider trading because it isn't as open and it isn't as locked down in terms of, it is locked down during hours. So they have after hours trading that's only available to the super rich. That's not fair. And it's been going around forever. You got futures trading and everything else. The stock market needs an upgrade. It really does. It needs to be a fair upgrade. Because regulation ain't helping any of us. It's only helping the rich, right? Stay richer and the poor get poorer. So, yeah, the New York Stock Exchange operates from Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 4 p.m. Yeah, it's less than a full freaking day. Like a full 8-hour shift, right? Like, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I start my shift at McDonald's at 7:30 in the morning, and then I leave at 4:30 or 5 o'clock at night sometimes. I have to stay late. That ain't happening. Look at this. It's ridiculous. It's unfair. It's unfair to the American taxpayer. But they get just to go home and be a day trader, right? And they work less than your typical 9 to 5. So yeah, EDT and the post trading session for 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. EDT. Yeah, according yada yada. We know the stock trading. I mean, hopefully you do. If you're not, then you know at least Eastern Standard Time it's 9 to 30 to 4. So yeah, Jennifer Hughes reports that the development coincides with the startup named 24 Exchange seeking approval from the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. The freaking exchange, Gary the goddamn Gensler. That's what I call him, Gary the goddamn Goblin Gensler, SEC, to operate its equities trading platform around the clock, 24/7. An institutional broker informed Hughes that there is demand for such trading. However, there is caution that staffing adequately could represent a significant challenge. There's a demand for 24/7 trading, but it's not necessarily from the entire marketplace. Things already happen outside regular hours. That's what I was just talking about. And they want the top dogs to be on there, really. I mean, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. I hate how I know how everything works too. Like the more you learn about what's going on behind the scenes, like things happen outside of McDonald's. Like the rest of the world continues to run. But yeah, this is how the other side works. But that's very different to something happening, say, at Apple at 2 a.m. or even 4 p.m. on a Saturday. What do you think? What do you do then? It's disgusting. That's controlled trading, obviously. Other people on the other side of the world basically have to, I mean, if they're available to trade anyway, certain exchanges, everything should just be on the blockchain. Just be over with it. It should be fair trading for everything. Yeah, so I thought that was interesting to cover because, again, that pulls into that same narrative that Larry Fink has been pushing since he officially got into crypto at the beginning of last year. Thank you, Larry. Thank you. Thank you for taking over our space in like no time flat. He has the largest ETF traded inflows into their ETFs, or the best performing ETF ever created, actually, in all human history. Was the Bitcoin ETF, BlackRock's ETF. And they did that in like 2 months or less. It was actually the best performing ETF the first freaking few weeks. So thank you, Larry, for taking over our our asset. So yeah, this was fun too. If you're into AI cryptos, I just got a whole bunch of stuff pulled up today. I really wanted to cover a lot more, but this is not enough time. It looks like I'm just taking a look. Bitcoin sitting at 66.9 again. As we get closer, inching closer and closer to 9 p.m. here in the States, in New York, New York, Eastern Standard Time. So Fetch AI, if you're not familiar with, was the AI token that just paved the way with that big three merger. It's going to be Ajax with Ocean and I forget the third one. Fetch, Ocean, and is it Ajax? I don't know. I think they're going to call it something else. But anyway, the rally is on the horizon according to beincrypto.com, and I just wanted to see what people think about. What do people think about these AI tokens, man? And there's so much going on in the space right now with AI, like Graph, Render, Fetch. Near's got an AI, and now we're building AI on top of Bitcoin as well, so it's a whole other thing for another day. There's just so much stuff to cover every freaking day. Just wanted to kind of quickly over this. The actions of whales have influenced Fetch AI's price in the past, which seems to be a condition for the altcoin price. Once again, amid the sideways movement observed in the last few days, the whales have changed their stance on hodling to accumulation. In the last 40 hours, the addresses holding $100,000 to $10 million worth of assets have observed an increase of $59 million in their holdings. This is an indication. That's insane. Wow. Indication of their increase in optimism towards this Fetch AI rally. That's crazy. Are you holding some Fetch? I've got a bag of Fetch. I'm happy with where it's at right now. It's going to be a lot higher later, especially with this new merger. I'm hoping to get more news out of that too. It's been a while since I heard anything about it. I was hoping to find something out of it today. There's really nothing going on with this today. It's not even mentioning that in this article at all. Feel the impact of bullishness, supply shock. Yeah, nothing really talking about the merger. And yeah, so this is talking about the bullish momentum of Fetch AI currently. And there was an arbitrage between, I think it was Ocean primarily, to Fetch. Like if you were going to buy a whole bunch of Fetch before the snapshot, then you were going to automatically just going to get a larger update in price as the tokens were finalized into wherever they're going to be at now. I'm not quite sure where we're at with this merger though. Definitely got to keep an eye on that. PayPal unveils groundbreaking strategy on green Bitcoin mining. I thought this one's interesting too because we keep talking about how specifically in politics, the Democrat point of view, the liberal view on Bitcoin currently has been, it's not green enough. And even Elon Musk, right? He came out and he sold a bunch of his Bitcoin. Oh man, that was back. When was that? That was like 2022, I think. It was like the I think it was like around the FTX collapse. It was a bad period of time to sell off Bitcoin. But yeah, I remember Elon Musk sold a bunch of his Tesla, his Bitcoin at Tesla and SpaceX. And he said, "Oh, we will start accepting Bitcoin again." He doesn't talk like that. He talks more like this. We will sell our Tesla. We will sell our. He just mutters and he's all over the place. But anyway, yeah, he's saying he was gonna sell his Bitcoin or sell his Tesla models for Bitcoin again. Once Bitcoin is more green. And that it happened already. We already went through that period of time. Now we're using renewable energy. We're mining freaking Bitcoin volcanoes now. I mean, that's completely reusable, non-combustible energy. We're taking carbon out of the atmosphere and turning that into mining. It's insane what we're doing right now on this whole narrative that Bitcoin mining is bad. And bad for the environment and bad for energy. And again, all the kids are playing Fortnite and are spurring up these PS4s and PS5s and Xbox Ones and PCs and everything else, just playing at any given point in time. How many nodes? I think there's like 18,000 nodes or something like that running right now. I don't know where we're at. Even if it's 118,000, I have to go back and see where we're at. But it's still nowhere near how many kids are playing Fortnite right now with a GPU sitting on a Sony PlayStation. Not even comparable. And we're talking about, just keeping it green. What makes supplying energy to the world's most secure network, secure monetized network, compared to just average leisure fun on a kid's console? Not even comparable. Anyway, so I'm not even going to dive into that, but yeah, apparently PayPal has a solution. In response to these concerns, PayPal's blockchain research group has partnered with EnergyWeb DMG blockchain solutions to explore solutions to making Bitcoin more environmentally friendly. Their collaborative efforts aim to leverage crypto economic incentives to encourage miners to adopt low carbon energy sources. They're already doing that. They're already doing that. I think most of the miners in America are doing that, right? They're doing it because they know they have to. Because if they don't, they're going to be attacked by their local governments. They're going to be attacked by the Fed, and they're going to be pushed out of the country. And so, and again, that's why we have states like Texas coming out and Arizona and everyone else is being more crypto friendly. Because if you don't, you're gonna push this out of the world, out of our world view, and we're not gonna know what crypto is anymore. We're gonna lose our financial freedom. So the research proposes rewarding miners with the operate sustainably, therefore incentivizing the broader adoption of eco-friendly mining practices. There's a full research paper on the strategy. I'll have to dive into that at some point. That's interesting. Single mining the cleaner blockchain operations. See if it's any different than anyone else is doing. Because I think all the concepts are already out there. It's pretty much proven. The Path of Green Mining EnergyWeb is a collaboration of PayPal's blockchain research group has developed a clean energy validation platform to certify Bitcoin miners using renewable energy sources. Miners certified as green miners receive accreditation that are prioritized for on-chain transactions by offering lower transaction fees. I mean that's a good incentive, I guess, but there's got to be something more. There's got to be something more to that. So then these transactions include a Bitcoin reward locked in a multi-sig payout. Okay, address. There we go. Further incentivizing green miners to participate. This innovative approach aligns with the broader goal of promoting sustainability within the crypto industry. I mean, we'll see. Is PayPal doing this to get more people on their platform? I mean, at this point, they need to start offering more crypto assets on their platform. I think it's still limited to... Back when I was using it, in 2021, it was just Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin, Ethereum. Maybe not even Ethereum. And there was another one too. I don't remember, but yeah, I mean, they have to have more offerings on the table. X at some point too. When are they gonna get their crypto license to transact? Stacks, that's a whole other thing. We're not gonna have time to dive into that today. Runes, that's another big one. I gotta say that for tomorrow. Jesus. This one was huge. Bitcoin users spent record 2.4 million in fees, and this was to be a part of the Bitcoin halving. As we talked about getting that epic SAT, this is what they were doing. They were spending like crazy. On top of that, also getting some of the new runes, which we'll have to dive into deeper. But basically, runes are going to be like your new meme coin and L2 place to build, right? New place to build, so you're going to see more meme coins out of runes, unfortunately. Or fortunately for those gamblers out there. And ordinals, again, being built on Bitcoin as your NFT projects. So we're going to have more usage for Bitcoin here in the very near future after the halving has already taken place. So I'm not going to dive too much into this, but that's basically why everyone was jumping over this last weekend to basically just be a part of it, right? There's so much stuff happening right around the halving. And the fees, man. The fees have been crazy. I tried to move some money this weekend. I just wanted to get about 1%, maybe 2%. I haven't decided yet. Onto my one of my primary hardware wallets for Bitcoin, and it was going to cost me about $93 on Friday night, and I was like, yeah, we'll wait a different day for that. And then as of today, it's come back down. It's coming down lower and lower because events like this have now subsided. We're starting to get less and less of an interest, but runes are still huge, and it's not going to stop probably for another week or two. So as the more and more runes get minted. But yeah, that's happening right now. I'm hoping for a $30 transaction fee, maybe do some moving again, maybe 20 by the end of the week. That's my hope. We'll see if that happens. I don't know. But I was trying to explain to a friend. He actually just got into crypto this month. Yeah, it just he didn't understand that the Bitcoin mining fees were a part of it, right? The transaction fees, like every blockchain has a fee. You have to pay a fee. Bitcoin has some of the higher fees, not quite as high as Ethereum. I'll never stop talking about Ethereum and how high the damn fees are in Ethereum for the layer 2s especially. They come down a little bit with the Denkun upgrade, but Bitcoin again typically it used to be like $10 maybe at its peaks, 12 to 15. But over time, as there's going to be more usage, ordinals are going to slow it down. I'm still not happy with how they did that. They built it on a JSON template, which format, which is terrible in terms of the block size settled for ordinals. So I'm not happy about that. But the overall, the mining is just a part of crypto. If you like the low fees, I encourage you to use Solana. That's a great blockchain. It's going to be $1,000 by the end of the halving, I'm sure. I would hope so. Typical fee for a Solana is a few cents, a few pennies. Super fast. I've had nothing but great experiences with Solana, but I wasn't one of those who used Solana in the last couple months when it was, a third of every transaction was basically failing. Actually, I think it was 2/3 out of every transaction was failing. It was like 70%. About 70% decline in, how often these transactions were going through. Wasn't great, but Solana great for fees, or if you want to use a different blockchain, I recommend that. Great, incentive in the future as well. Let's see where Bitcoin's at. Wow, we just broke through 67. We're 67.1. Nice. We're heading up in a great way after we broke through 9 o'clock. This is where you want to see Bitcoin at the end of the day. At the end of the market close, we're already pushing through, breaking past some of these previous pieces of resistance. So big ones right now are going to be 67.8, 68. Then, of course, our 69. That's going to be the big one. The previous all-time high from last 2021 bull run. It's just we're gonna hit it, and we're gonna probably hit it hard. That'll put us let's see, 69,000. We're not that far away, man. It's right there. It's not that far away. Oh my God. And then, yeah, once we break through that, if we can actually stay above that, I mean, these numbers above are gonna be so much easier to break through. So that's what I'm looking at right now. Again, we just got out of the halving. I thought there honestly would have been a sell-off today. But China proved overnight. Japan proved overnight. Germany, everyone else is just like, nope. We're not selling, we're buying because you only got so much time left, man. There's only so much time to accumulate. And that's it. And do you have enough Bitcoin? Do I have enough Bitcoin? I never can have enough Bitcoin. I never can have enough Bitcoin. Every damn extra dollar I get, it gets thrown into this spiral that is Bitcoin, right? Never gonna stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Nope, won't stop. Anywho, I am probably going... Oh, I had some fun stuff. Yes, I wanted to show this was great. Yes, before I head out for the night. I had some of this stuff saved. This is... the Oompa Loompa song. But Bitcoin.
I've got another halving for you.
Oh, it didn't...
Less mining rewards, more
I don't know if you can hear it, but it wouldn't let me share that. Why wouldn't it let me share that? Streamer mode's enabled on my Discord, that's why. Alright, 1 second. That sucks. I'll just have to open up on my browser. There we go.
I've got another halving for you.
This little bubble, by the way.
Less mining rewards, more scarcity. What do you get when your printer goes brr? Inflate supply like the Federal Reserve. Value go down like a lead balloon.
Yes!
Do you think will come of that?
De-dollarization.
She's having
Oh my God. That's terrific.
Rewards making miners work hard. Every 4 years, got them into
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Little Bubble, for another fun piece of history and making it entertaining. The last great video we did was my favorite, of course, was we call them poor. What do we call people who save money in fiat currencies? We call them poor. Yes. So good job, Little Bubble. That's awesome. Yeah, and I did want to share this one chart too before I go. This was a new, beautiful, very well put together logarithmic chart of Bitcoin and its halving. So the previous halvings in one place. Let's see if it. Man, yeah, the new update to that sucks. I'll just make a quick screenshot of it. The new update to Discord has prevented me from sharing anything on my Discord on my channel, which is quite annoying. Hell, oh, wow, it won't even let me snip it either. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to open this link in a browser. Yeah, there we go. Silly, man, silly. Yeah, this is the Bitcoin halving cycles and over the years. And again, the big takeaway, before you even look at any of these numbers, the big takeaway to remember, this is all retail. Non-institutions, no governments, no banks, no hedge fund managers. You had some smart money. I'm not going to lie, there was some smart money there. But none of the other stuff. No retirements being backed in Bitcoin, none of that. None of this stuff. And we have it easily, like, you can easily see the accumulation cycles and how much over time, if you would have held from one halving to the next, how much you'd be up. 54x, 13x, 7x. And the big takeaway on this is just from retail. Who's to say we can't do this exact same chart again on top of it? Do another 54x, do another 13x, do another 7x. At some point we will have that depreciation, right? We will have a less volatile. I already argue and say we already are less volatile than we have been. I haven't seen a significant drop in my previous almost 4 years in the Bitcoin. It'll be 4 years. Oh shit, no. Yeah, it'll be 4 years next March, I think. Yeah, that was when I bought in March 2021. But anyway, in my time with crypto, 3 whatever years, I have seen significant pullbacks, right? We're talking like huge dips. I rode the freaking Canyon of Death and sold off towards in the middle somewhere, and then bought out a little bit back in the bottom. This crazy ridiculousness. In 2022, as we came down in December after 2021. And yeah, this hurts. This stings, man. This freaking stings. You never know when the pain's gonna stop either. But yeah, once you really understand how the cycle works, makes it easier to understand. But yeah, Bitcoin, has these forward cycles. If you're not familiar with, every 4 years we go in, we have a cycle top, but this time could be different because we have the institutions, we have the investors, we have smart money, we got retail like always, but all the new stuff. So this time is different, and who's to say we can't just kind of start again back here and expand forward until we see another depreciation. And I'm waiting for this macro trend, this large macro trend I created, to be broken. And once we do that, I know that we can fulfill some crazy new numbers, some new, fresh multitudes in terms of X's, right? How many times you want to double your money, triple your money, quadruple your money? All you gotta do is put 4 years in. 4 years, I can tell you that I've already more than doubled my money in the last 4 years. It's ridiculous, and it's not gonna stop. It's gonna continue to do the same thing it's always done as the halvings continue, and now we're more scarce than gold. So that's my big takeaway for the evening: is hodl, stay strong, keep taking those orange pills. You're gonna need them. And they're great for everyone. Your fans, family. Tell everyone about Bitcoin. Don't stop believing. Journey. And of course, don't fade the Hong Kong dumpster fire, the beautiful golden dumpster fire. That's just gonna be Bitcoin ETFs as they roll out probably in the next week or two in Hong Kong. So keep all that in mind, and keep accumulating, keep stacking stats, and be humble. Be safe, and I'll catch you next time. This is the Crypto Otaku signing off. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Peace.
According to the Wall Street Journal, the agency informed the NASDAQ and the CBOE that BlackRock and Fidelity's proposals are insufficient.
We can make the dollar the most attractive currency by continuing to have the rule of law.
You always print money to do that.
I suppose it would diminish our status as the reserve currency.
Just shut up. There's no expectation of privacy above the in the sky.
So Bitcoin is the solution because you can buy Bitcoin right